Hello and welcome to Chick Chat and Chill. So today's episode is going to be spicy. And that's what we're talking about, how to keep relationships spicy. I think a lot of people struggle with, it gets boring or monotonous or it's the same routine. And we're going to have none of that. We're going to spice it up. So stay tuned. Welcome back. So I'm Antoinette. I'm the owner of Pixel This, which is a full-service design firm. So whether you need a logo done or some issues on advertising, we got your back. Just give us a jingle and we'll see what we could do to get your product or service out there to all the right people. But before we begin on today's topic, which is going to be so good, let me introduce Laura, my co-host.
Hi, I'm Laura Fickett. I own Fickett Financial Education and Business Coaching. I'm your money mama. I was just thinking about that. I want to make sure that you participate in God's prosperity plan and become more wealthy. I want you to make more money, manage it better, retain it. You can reach out to me for a consultation. Make sure every year you grow and become more prosperous, do more in less amount of time and be wealthy. So today, like Antoinette said, we're going to talk about how to keep relationships spicy. She's single. I'm not married. For 15 years, I've been with my husband, and how we keep things spicy is every time really he gets bored with, what's going on, I just change my personality. That's what all women do, right? Like, just change it up. Oh, you thought I was calm last week? Well, not this week. Let's.
That's one thing that made me laugh. Now makes me furious. No.
Oh, you thought I liked eggs? No, now I want pancakes. Like, that's how you keep it fresh.
No.
I mean, I keep my name the same. It's fine, right?
Just Laura squared or Laura 3,
Yeah.
But no, but I think it's a problem a lot of people struggle with. And I think a lot of it too is, it's one thing if you're in a relationship, you can add it back in, but I think it's also important to start off a relationship the correct way. So one thing that I think was always important in my relationships is you have to have, for me, a date night once a week, I think is mandatory, because if all of a sudden, like, you just meet somebody and they want to Netflix and chill or to me, that's incredibly boring. And no, like, that's not going to be my life forever,
I feel like that's the next generation of dating. Like, when I talk to the younger generation, they're just like, oh, they come over and we hang out. Like,
because people will do the lowest effort you allow them to, like if you just go, yeah, no.
yeah.
And they want to see you, they'll come up with something better.
No, I want to go see fireworks at Disney World. Get up off the couch.
No, but I had somebody, like, literally yesterday, they asked me out it was drinks, but I don't do like drink dates. That's not
because they don't want to pay for dinner.
Well,
Is that what you're
not even
thinking?
dinner. Like, it could be a free date. I couldn't care less, but I'm not going to sit there screaming to try. The whole point of a first date is to get to know somebody. So if I'm having difficulty even having a conversation, and then I'm not a real drinker,
Yeah, right.
So the last thing I want to do is get inebriated with a total stranger that I just met off the internet. Like,
really?
yeah.
Like, seems like
seems like I'd be going. No, that's date 2. No, but seriously,
for Christmas, I'm going to buy her one of those little trackers and just put it in her pocket. Like,
she's on the run. She
was at the bar and now she's in the ocean. Like, let's go get her.
Yeah, but what are some? So to me, I think a date, and to define a date night is it's out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's the two of you. It's not you. And if you have a family, it's not with kids. It's literally just the two of you. And you're
blockers.
Not talking about the kids or, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people, what makes it boring too is all your conversations are, it's like you're interacting calendars. Who's going to pick up this? Who's going to do that? You know what I mean? Like, make it fun.
Yeah.
Like, pretend you want to learn something about this person, just like when you were dating and you could, these are, people that live and grow, and there's something new you can learn about that person every single week of your life easily.
Someone told me though, I think it's really important. Like in the beginning, when you date somebody, that's like the fun dating phase. You're you, they're them, and you're getting to know each other. Then you get married and you have kids, and then it's a business relationship. Like you're trying to
I see
manage the
that happen.
household of the business. Like, and so the date nights sometimes do revolve around kids, and then the kids like leave, and then you have to get back to the like, I'm me and they're them, and how are we together in this new like relationship. And so I think your relationship ebbs and flows. And the key to this topic is how do you, when you're in that business phase or you're in the building phase or whatever, how do you keep it? Because a lot of people get divorced when their kids are like 10 and under. And I think it is because they get bored, they get in a routine and they, one spouse or maybe they both go look for that excitement and that, like me time with people. So, like, yes, it's difficult though, like, not to talk about the kids, especially, if you have a bunch of them. But on the dating, it's hard to know something new about people if you already know everything about them. So, what do you think? Like, what do you think a good date topic would be? I think you have to stay off your phones.
Definitely.
Oh,
Oh my God. Yeah.
like I see people on dates
Oh, that's
and
not a date.
one's on one, like they're on their phones. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hope they're texting each other.
That's terrible.
You've got to stay off your phones. Like,
yeah, that's a big no-no.
like keeping things spicy in your relationship means you have to give that person your undivided, unconditional attention. And the phone needs to be like number 20 on the list of things to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because
And
I can't stand when somebody's talking to me and their face is in their phone.
yeah, well, that wouldn't be someone I'd be dating.
Well, if they're
That'd be
already
like-
married, though, we're going to
Yeah.
try and prevent divorces here, okay? Like, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? You're on your phone. I just talked to my attorney. We're out.
Yeah.
No.
No, but you definitely, you got to set some parameters. Like,
You got to put some effort in.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think the guy always has to do the date night. My husband hasn't watched one of our podcasts in a while, so like he's not going to watch this one. So we'll just put it out there. He has to do the date nights, but like all you other people, I don't think the guy always has to do the date night. I think the wife can plan it too, but I think you need to put some sort of effort into it.
Yeah.
If you always go to dinner and a movie, like every Thursday night we go to dinner and a movie, or we go to dinner on the beach, even
Gets
date
old.
night can get
Get old.
monotonous.
Yeah.
Think about it doesn't have to be crazy. Maybe when you were younger, you liked to, I don't know, build sandcastles. So like, okay, date night, we're going to go build sandcastles. Or like we went to the beach with a wiffle ball bat and I literally pitched shells to my husband and like, like hit them with the wiffle ball. There's an abundance of shells. They don't fly like a ball though. It's kind of funny.
No, but I think it's important I think not only dates get routine, but other things get routine. Like whether
what? Like
it's
bedroom?
like bedroom stuff, like if it's always the same thing, at this time, like Sunday night at 6, it's, the nightgown with the shoes and the lipsticks on the bed. And then, it like,
And that's just for him.
yeah. No, but it's those things where if you start noticing your life get routine, like I'm a bit of a spaz. I mean, I know that I don't live the same day
Twice.
I really don't. So it's very rare. It's hard for me to get in routines, but I know a lot of people, it's very easy for them to slip into that. So just shake it up. And I think another problem that a lot of people have is they're still a little guarded around the person that they're with. And then they're a little uneasy to do something out of the norm or show, like if they have an interest in something, they might feel like I can't tell them, they might judge me or whatever. Like, especially if you're married, if this is the person you're married, you should be able to let your freak flag fly. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Seriously.
If you
can't be comfortable with them,
it's different if it's date one where you're like, I'm really, but if it's like, this is someone you're building a life with, you could be like, this is something I'm kind of interested in. What do you think? Whatever. But you want to be able, this is the person you should be able to share all that stuff with.
The amount of times my husband shakes his head at me is like he could be a bobblehead, honest.
That's
like,
what you look like at me.
Exactly the way I look at her. It's true. It's true. But I tell people, okay, say you don't know how to change a routine. And I coach this in my workshop. For 7 days, change a routine. Try something new. So, like, if he sleeps on one side of the bed and you sleep on the other, then switch it. Like,
Or no
just
TV for a
or
week or
no
something.
TV for a week, or like just anybody can do anything for 7 days. If you don't like the new routine, you can always change back. It doesn't have to be like something crazy, but it's just to like change the environment to get the energy flowing. Like, I'm not a big energy person, but I've studied all kinds of stuff. And I know, like, in Feng Shui, they talk about energy sits in corners. And so people are over there like clapping in the corner and making the energy flow and whatever. But energy does get stagnant.
Yeah.
And so for 7 days, just change something. And the internet's right. Like, I'm thinking to myself, all the crazy things, like, I'm totally not going to mention them here in case any of my children ever watch this, but I'm thinking like all the weird things, like, and my husband's like, what made you think of that? And I'm like, I have no idea. The Roadrunner? Like, I don't
Yeah.
like Bugs Bunny. My cartoons. You didn't want an anvil dropped on your head? Like, what? I thought that would be fun.
But I know, like, another thing that I would do is, like, you make everything into a game or something. Like, you could make anything. Like, I remember, and this is probably like a weird story, but we were
I'm sure it's
we
perfectly sane.
yeah, I wouldn't have your kids watch this one, but
Okay.
but I was at a family function
Oh,
and
no.
and no, so we won't get into the details there, but my cousins made pulled pork, which is amazing. It's like amazing. So we're on the way back home and they know we love pulled pork. So they gave us like this big vat of pulled pork. So we're driving home and both of us are like, oh my God, we want more pulled. But rather than just, eat it, we're like, okay, we did sexual favors for pulled pork. So we were like, well, whatever. By the time we ended up home, we're like naked with barbecue sauce and like bodily fluids.
Who's cleaning this car?
No, but then the worst is we get there and we live like on a dead end on a private road. Like nobody lives past us. And there's a car in our driveway at like 4 a.m. And
The police, probably.
he's like, is that your parents?
Oh, no.
Yeah. They drove up from Florida and didn't think to let us know. And
It was just you and him in the car, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't like your family was there watching you do sexual favors. Okay.
No, but
I got a little confused.
No, but I
The family function, and I'm thinking it's like her cousins here are doing sexual favors for pulled pork. My husband doesn't like pulled pork. So
But all we were doing is eating leftovers in the car driving home. But it was just fun, and it's a funny story, to whatever. But
right? I mean, we do things like that.
Like boredom was not something we struggled with. Put it that way.
I had a steam pot one time. I remember driving home, and I was driving because I think my husband was drinking or whatever. And person next to me was like, there was some sort of road rage. I don't know what their problem was. I'm just driving. So my husband puts the window down and he takes my leftovers because I eat the seafood, but I don't eat the potatoes and the sausage sometime. And he like whips the sausage out onto their windshield. And I'm like, couldn't you do the potatoes? I actually wanted the sausage. I don't know. Maybe leftovers in the car is the way to spice things up.
I guess. No,
But he didn't even think about like,
No,
I don't know. You just do it because you should be comfortable with each other to do the stupidest, craziest, like, when you're a kid, like, you're silly.
Yeah,
And somewhere you lose it.
I still feel like in a lot of ways I haven't grown up.
Yep.
And I like that trait in others. Like I remember.
I think you're completely mature.
Okay, uncross your finger. No, but like I remember one time I was working like late a lot, and I was really late for the date night. And I felt bad because I was like, "Oh my God, I'm leaving him waiting forever and ever and ever." So I'm driving home like, "Oh my God, I hope he's not super super mad." And I get home, and he's on the front doorstep with the boom box to like some 80s dancing, like wiggling his ass all over the place, like. So I literally just stop the car, open the door, and just run out and just like jump on him. And it was just like a goofy thing. Like he did something just off the cuff, which made me do something off the cuff. And it was just fun, where if I got home and he's like, okay, can we go now? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it just made it, he knew I had a tough day. So he tried to do something to make me smile. And I think so many times people get so stuck in this rut of we're bored. Well, what can I do to make them smile? What can I do to make them laugh? And then the favor comes back like tenfold, and it just keeps going on and on together. Or if there's something that maybe they have something on their bucket list that they always wanted to do. Like maybe they wanted to go skydiving, but they just haven't gone, haven't gone, haven't gone. So go and maybe like purchase tickets and go. Or maybe it's something terrible like, oh God.
Maybe they didn't want to go skydiving. And so then you take them like against their will, and that becomes a really funny moment in time.
No, but I find too, like, even if you
Guess
get
what you're getting, honey, for Christmas.
if you get roped into something like really stupid, like I've, got said yes to these stupid things, and then or take advantage of those dumb seasonal things like the hayride for fall or whatever.
Dumb.
No, but you know what I mean? Like those, you go there
Corn maze.
and you think like, oh my God, this is okay. We're going to run around a cornfield. How fun is this going to be? But sometimes those stupid things are so much funnier because there's, you end up making your own fun doing different things like tormenting the kids that are in the court or whatever,
Who does that? I mean, I guess the key is
It's
have
called
to do.
scarecrow.
I guess. I mean, I have core memories of haunted houses. It's true. But I think the core, like what we're talking about, is you have to do something different.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a rut, you feel things are bad, and you have to think of the other person.
Yeah.
So I think people, like, when they get into this rut, they start to be like, well, I want, I wish they would, why hasn't he or why hasn't she? But if you like, okay, let me just focus completely on them. Like, I think that's really helpful too. Like in a marriage, I always think like if I do everything I possibly can to make my husband happy and he does everything he possibly can to make me happy, like that was God's design for marriage.
Yeah.
Is that he would treat me like Jesus treated the church, and I would submit to him because I want to, not because I have to. Like I would follow him because he's wonderful to follow. Like he has my best interest at heart. So I think like you have to do things different, and you have to like really focus on the other person because, you don't want it to snowball into a scenario where like you have a boring life and then you're just one of those people that complains about it all the time and we never do anything. All we do is sit in front of the television. Like, I don't know, maybe even watch a different show like than you normally watch.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think you're right. Like so many people just put it on the other person, like they're boring, they're boring, they're boring. But even if you look at like the bonds between like parents and children, you know, like if you talk to a parent and let's say they have a newborn, like they would die for this newborn. They love them immensely. And it's not because the newborn's doing stuff for them. It's because they're doing stuff for the newborn. They're waking up, they're feeding it. And it's those acts of love that actually grows that bond.
oh yeah.
So if you're constantly waiting, like, well, when's this kid going to mow the lawn? Like, when is he going to, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they poop on you, they throw up on you, they wake you up in the middle of the night. They literally provide.
Yeah, they'll like burp and throw up and smile at you, and they have your heart.
Like, I love you so much, please. They smell so good though.
But it's one of those that, like, I think so many people are so easy to point the finger.
Yeah.
And the thing
He
is,
never takes me out, or she never dresses up for me at night. Like, if you know your husband likes lingerie, then don't wear the muumuu. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
come on now.
well, I think that's another thing is a lot of people they get married or in a relationship, and then they just kind of let themselves go, where they're like, okay, we're together, and now I don't have to take care of. Well, you know what I mean. Like, I don't think they do it consciously, but they just go down this road.
I don't know why I dress up to go to networking. At home, I look homeless. I'm just glad people don't like knock on your door anymore and like just show up unannounced.
No, but you know what I mean. Like
sweatpants, sweatshirt, hairs. He likes the homeless look, I think.
No, but like if you go out, you make an effort to look pretty for them and stuff like that, or vice versa. Like, every so often, if you bring flowers home just for no reason, it's, I think what matters more, the things you do for no reason than the things you do, oh, it's because it's a birthday, because it's an anniversary. It's those little unexpected surprises. Like everyone's going to expect something on their birthday, but on Tuesday, at work, when you're having a rough day and all of a sudden a surprise shows up, it's like, and it's those little things that warm your heart. And then and I think a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm willing to put in my work, but he'll never do it, or vice versa, or she'll never do it. You'd be surprised, you just doing changes, how much the relationship changes.
Yeah, and it might not happen like that day or that week. You have to have patience. It could happen. I mean, all marriages aren't savable, and all relationships aren't savable, but boredom is like one step. It's the gateway to separation.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
If you can't keep it like interesting and fun and playful, and
yeah.
in my opinion, like you only got so much time here. You
And
don't want to be bored all the time.
and it's not even that, but like people aren't that difficult to understand. Like, for example, if I don't know, your husband's always watching TV or something and it's like upsetting you that you're not getting enough me time. Well, put on a freaking sexy lingerie and just walk in front of the football game or whatever. And he might become a little less interested in,
Unless it's the Army Navy game.
but
Forget it. Like, it's not going to happen. I'd be doing backflips.
no, but there's still commercials and then it's no, but it's that type of stuff. Like, I think many people just get in this regimented of like, this is how it should be, or they're worried about, well, this is the norm, or this is how us. There is no norm. You create your own norm.
I just had this vision of like a man completely focused on a football game, and Antoinette's like trying to get his attention. And I'm thinking, all you got to do is like cook bacon and like waft it in front of their nose, and then they'll like slowly like turn their head. Maybe my head is like a cartoon in here.
I'll put a like trampoline in front of the TV.
I'll tell you what. I mean, there's ways to get everybody's attention for sure. I swear, when I pull the ladder out of the garage and I start walking through the house, that's like, he thinks I'm going to hurt myself.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? No, but I mean, like the bedroom. Let's like, I don't want to get crazy here, right? So I'm going to caution you. I don't want to get crazy here because we don't know what
barbecue sauce.
But I do think the bedroom for people can get like bored and redundant. And because think about it, the reason why a lot of people cheat is because they want to feel special.
Yeah.
For women, they say that women want to feel heard, they want to feel special, and it's not about the physical. For men, they say it's more about the physical than about the emotional.
Yeah.
And so, and we were just having this conversation at that holiday party we went to, that men can, have a love for somebody, but want some physical intimacy with someone else, and they can separate the two. And so how do you keep like that physical intimacy? Well, one is like if you weighed 140 pounds when you met and now you weigh 400 pounds, like what the person purchased has deteriorated in such a way like that, maybe your personality, people say like, well, they should love me no matter what. I know people now that have gone through a weight loss journey, and they have told me like, I am not the same person at a healthy weight as I am at another weight.
Yeah.
You're not the same person anymore. It has nothing to do with the weight. Your self-confidence might be lower, might be higher. If you feel good about yourself, you might not have energy to go on a hike.
Well, not even that, but you're less likely to like, let's sneak to the beach at midnight and go skinny dipping or something. Hence skinny dipping. but there are things that you'll all of a sudden say no to or feel bad, or you'll get invited to things and you'll be self-conscious about. Like somebody was telling me that they have a friend who they don't even feel comfortable being naked in front of their own husband. And I'm like, what?
But here's the thing, is that your husband's fault or is that your fault? Like, I think you need to be happy with yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like you need to, and you can say to your husband, listen, I don't feel great right now. I'm going through perimenopause or whatever. Hold on tight. And I'm going to start going to the gym, or I need help, or I need to do this or whatever. Like you can have that communication conversation, but I think you need to feel good about yourself too. Like to spice things up in the bedroom. If you don't feel good about being naked in front of your husband.
Yeah.
Like, that's not great.
No.
And that's not anything he can do to help you. Like, he can say all he wants, like, I still think you're beautiful and I still think you're wonderful and whatever. And you're not going to believe him because your inner voice is saying,
yeah,
like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
So I think you need to, if you want to spice things up in the bedroom, you have to have confidence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to have trust in your partner that you can be crazy with pulled pork and
no, but I think the other thing is a lot of times, and I think women are more guilty of this than men, is they'll use sex almost as a weapon.
Oh,
like, where if they're mad, they'll withhold it, or
if they don't want them to watch football, they'll dance in front of the TV.
No, but it's one of those, like, when I remember taking this class about, like, relationships and something through the church, and it was interesting because they were saying how in your relationships, you can have a deep, meaningful love with a child or a mom or a best friend, or you can have your emotional needs met through, XYZ. But when it comes to, like, sexual intimacy, your partner's really the only one. That's the person you committed your life to fulfill that. So if you're not going to give that to them, that's really a disservice to your relationships. It's not
All
a
right.
disservice to them because you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot too. So, it's one thing if, hey, I'm not feeling, whatever. I ate something it disagreed with me. I have like a
Gas.
stomach flu or, whatever. But like if it's going on days or weeks or you know what I mean, like something it's not a one-off thing where you're just, you have to actually be there to fulfill that's a need that people have and part of the reason why people got married, or
If you don't have a good
coupled
enough
up.
reason to say no,
Yeah,
like
like,
but I think like
it actually
society
is a
does
good
that.
headache cure.
I think society does. I don't even.
But the common thing
The
is
images that
like
float through
I
my head
no, but you know how many like, "Oh, I have a headache." It actually cures headache.
and cramps.
It cures like a lot. Just do it.
You thought that Nike slogan was for sports.
Do
No.
it with sneakers on. Do it with But I think just people just overcomplicate things and it's just have fun.
I think they don't know why they're not doing it or why they're withholding it or whatever. I think society has created this stigmatism or whatever that like women don't want it and men do want it. And I've been in relationships where the dynamics are always different and,
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. And I think like I asked somebody point blank, like they said, oh, well, we only do it like once a year on our
What?
anniversary. I know. And I said, well, why? They're like, I don't know. They don't even know why they're not.
Oh, that's straight.
Yeah,
They're
right?
friends. They're basically
They're
living with their
roommate
friends. Yeah.
roommates with once a year benefit. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
I'm like, like I
Even like
I think they do like if you can find joy and happiness and the physical intimacy with your partner, like you said, that's the only person that you're having it with. That person knows every inch of you and you know every inch of them. That's such an amazing gift that God gives you in a marriage. And if you're not using it for what it is for that gift and you're using it as a tool or a control mechanism, whatever, you are missing out. Like,
well, plus then don't if you're doing it once a year, don't be like, "Oh, I'm so surprised they're having an affair." Like then you'll find out in 10 years or 5 years they were
oh,
having,
yes.
you
It
know,
comes as a complete shock that they went and had their needs met somewhere else.
somewhere else.
Yeah, right. But
Or
you do have to get to know. I think those are difficult conversations. You have to get to know your partner, what they like, what they don't like, and you might not like what they like, but you can be open to not everything, but
just
like
try different things.
if they
And another thing I just want to bring up because I know again, I think women are more guilty of this than men. But I know so many women, they're like, "Oh, I wake up and it's the kids and the this and this," and, kind of like running that business like you were saying. And
busy.
then when it's at the end of the night, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sure if you asked your husband, would you rather have a clean house and a homemade meal or have sex tonight? I could pretty much guarantee you what his answer would be.
I'm
Or
fasting.
yeah, so order in, forget the laundry and just enjoy each other.
Well, that's the communication portion,
Yeah.
right? Because if you say like I'm tired, like, but then you have to take it a step further and say, like, tomorrow, can we order out? Can I stop like childcare at 5 o'clock? You take over. And then, by 8 o'clock, I will have had some break or
Yeah.
whatever. You have to
Yeah.
have that communication.
Yeah.
You don't want it to get out of hand. We have to wrap things up.
Yeah.
I know. We just said, we were just talking about saying yes. And the next episode, we're going to talk about saying no.
Well, that's an important topic too, because I think when it comes to getting your needs met, sometimes saying no helps that. And we're not talking like what we were just talking about, but different things. There's a lot of pressure to do things or to, help others or satisfy other people's needs and put your own aside. And we'll kind of help you navigate through that as well.
Well, I mean, it does happen in relationships too, and that's
Yeah.
why relationships get bored. If the husband or the wife is always saying yes to other people and no
To
to their
themselves.
to themselves or their spouse, then
Yeah.
where are your priorities? Like
Yeah.
on the list, is it
Yeah.
your friends? Is it the community? Or is it your spouse?
Yeah. So that should be a good one too. So definitely tune in next week. And until then, never stop laughing.
And never stop learning. We'll see you soon.